Hello out there, people in clown world. Hope you're doing really well out there in the open air prison. Hope it's treating you well. Um, I thought it was about time we had a laugh. It's been a while. My most recent videos have been a little bit on the serious side, so I thought we were well overdue a new age review, a good old new age review, because I know you guys like them. And so, yeah, we're going to get into that in a second. Before we do, guys, don't forget to hit the like, comment, subscribe. And if you'd like to work with me, you can check out my work on my website, transcendingtimes.org. Without further ado, let's get into this lady's video. This is the Spirit Nomad. She has a large following of 51,000 subscribers, as all the new cages seem to. The YouTube algorithm really does seem to favor this information. And again, guys, you know, it's really important. New people are coming across these videos all the time. And this agenda, this new age, new cage agenda is being run in the astral as well. So it's really important that we become aware of it in this lifetime, so, you know, we're not going to get stuck when we pass over. And so, you know, it's the ultimate spiritual bypassing, isn't it? The idea that, you know, we're going to end up on some kind of new earth, 5D new earth with, you know, where it's all rainbow farts and people are sitting on clouds and singing kumbaya, and, you know, there's just peace everywhere, and it's, you know, everything's rosy in the gardens without actually lifting any kind of finger. You know, all you need to do apparently to cross the rainbow bridge into the new earth is just to think happy thoughts, just to, you know, keep those positive vibrations, you know, take your gong bath and, you know, sit under a tree singing kumbaya. And I'm not obviously necessarily against those things. I wouldn't do them myself because I just think they're cringy and I know they're new agey. But, you know, you get my point. You know, these people are in total la la land, literally. They think that, you know, by not resisting anything, by not speaking your truth, by not looking at anything negative, by not judging anything, by just accepting everything that's thrown at them and just thinking happy vibes, that they're somehow going to teleport or transport themselves into this kind of new earth utopian realm. I mean, it sounds great. I would love that to be true. I really wish it was the case, but unfortunately, it's New Age horseshit 101. So, without further ado, let's get into what this woman has to say. I've not watched this video, so I have no idea. But she's talking about 31 clear signs that you're ascending, not just signs, clear signs. So we're going to find out what they are. The video is only 13 minutes long, so she's going to rattle through these 31 clear signs pretty quickly, I would imagine. So let's see what she has to say.
Your body and mind goes through so much during this shift, so I really wanted to address that in this episode on what you might be experiencing, so that you don't feel like you're going crazy. But
going crazy over the rainbow bridge, you're really gonna suffer as you go over that rainbow bridge, guys.
Before we get into the signs, what is actually 5D ascension? The Earth is at the moment going through a historic shift in vibration, ascending spiritually from the third dimension to fifth. This is often called 5D Earth or New Earth, so there's an Earth ascension happening, but our bodies are also going through the same shift, some people sooner than others.
They're going to move into their light bodies and just float into 5D. This is why you've got to be vegan. This is why you've got to be breatharianism, right? To lighten your vibration. Well, I'm sorry, you know, we live in a realm where something needs to consume something else to survive. And yes, whoever designed it is evil, but that's the way it is. You need the protein. You're not just going to float away.
And this is leading to ascension symptoms as our DNA is being upgraded.
See, what annoys me with these like new age spiritual videos is just, you know, they've got all the darks, the pictures of nature. She's very softly spoken. You're like, if you saw her or met her, like, you would think, oh, you know, what a lovely girl. But the information that these people put out is so incredibly dangerous that it's terrifying. When you study these NDEs, because they all talk about guides and, God and all this stuff, and you're going to be met by, friendly aliens and all of this stuff. All sounds wonderful on the surface, but we know from studying the NDEs what happens when you go through the false light tunnel, that these beings are master deceivers, and it just keeps people like stuck on that strand of the web, sorry, stuck in that second layer of the matrix, the fake awakening. So yeah, like it's so evil because it all looks so lovely, right? But the information itself is incredibly deceiving.
Because as spiritual beings, we operate on vibration, frequency, and energy levels. So to experience life on a divine energy frequency, you must go through a journey of spiritual awakening. The 3D consciousness is the physical world in which we live, known to everyone. And the 5D is the non-physical world, a level of consciousness that is only experienced by the spiritually awakened. 5D ascension is the process of raising your vibration.
Raise your vibrations. Just raise your vibration. I mean, I wish it was that simple. I really wish it was that simple. I really wish that, at any given moment, you could just sit here, think those lovey-dovey thoughts and end up in some other place. I mean, it's the ultimate form of escapism. It's really a mental illness at its core, because these people, they think that they're not going to what? You're not going to need a slave passport to travel. Like, this is what I say to these people when they say they're ascending, or some people even say they've already ascended. Can you believe that? And I say to them, I say, do you still need a slave passport to move around? And they're like, well, yeah, unfortunately, making all the excuses, but it's like, none of this is tangible.
Shedding your ego and gaining control.
Yeah, shedding your ego, like that's not the most egoic thing to say. These people that say they've got rid of their ego, you can't you can't get rid of something that's an inherent part of you. And I've said this time and time again. In this realm, you need a healthy ego. If you don't have a healthy ego, not to say that you've got to be stuck in ego in that kind of arrogance way, but you need to have boundaries and a strong personality, because you're just going to get whitewashed in this realm. And these people that say that they've destroyed their ego, and again, I say, without an ego, we would have no one would want to create anything. We wouldn't have music, we wouldn't have art, we wouldn't have comedy, we wouldn't have poetry, or the things that we're supposed to have anyway. Of course, it's all been hijacked. And for these people to say that having an ego is wrong, is a complete, it's just complete nonsense. And again, who does that benefit? Who does that benefit when you demonize an inherent part of you? It's like you hear them all the time demonizing the mind. Oh, you're in the mind. All these like Indian gurus. Oh well, like if you question them, suddenly you're in your mind. It's like the ultimate gaslight. Or judgment. Oh, you can't judge. Oh, you're judging. Well, yeah, you need to judge. You need to engage the mind. The mind is important to discern, and they want you out of that. They want you out of they want you to bypass that, bypass the ego, bypass the mind, bypass judgment. So you become like an empty vessel
of your future through an elevated level of consciousness. And going through this will cause symptoms. It takes a toll on your body and mental health. And this is because in the process of spiritual awakening, your senses are heightened to adjust to new frequencies. Spiritually awake.
Yeah, nothing to do with all the electromagnetic stuff that they're throwing at us with the towers and, all that stuff. It's just, it's just your ascension symptoms. Like, what a perfect way to, bypass all the energetic interference that we're subject to. And this is without like entity interference and etheric implants and all that stuff as well. Just blame it on your ascension symptoms.
Awakened people operate on energy vibrations that vary based on dimensions. As you ascend to 5D consciousness, you'll experience several changes.
I like the way she talks about as you ascend, right? And she talks about not having an ego, but she's basically saying that she's already there. She's already ascended, right? As you ascend, like, where are you exactly, lady? Are you sitting on the edge of that rainbow bridge, just like telling other people how to get there? Like, where are you? Like, have you already left this earthly plane? Are you not subject to the same psyops that we're all being subject to right now? Sometimes I get jealous of these people because I'm like, wow, you really are, like, in their head, they are actually in a different place in their head. Physically, they're not. But sometimes I think how lovely it would be to actually believe that I would be in that place, you know?
Physically and emotionally. And don't be alarmed by this. This is normal. And typically, for ascension to occur, you must have experienced some form of shadow work that you've done either intentionally, maybe like gone through a shadow work journey.
Yeah, their idea of shadow work, I was talking to a client this week about it. The new age, new cage version of shadow work is they'll tell you, oh, I've done a lot of shadow work. I've let go. I've let go of a lot of stuff. That's their idea. What does that even mean? You know, to let go of something. Like, how has that actually helped anything? And you know, they haven't gone back in and addressed their holographic imprints that are stuck there in time and space and reparented them and integrate or unburdened them and integrated them. I just, oh, well, I've let go of so much stuff, so I've done a lot of shadow work.
Journal, or just you've had some shitty circumstances in your life that has triggered these changes in you. And these ascension symptoms can be physical, emotional, or spiritual. Some people get affected a lot and they might be going from doctor to doctor, but none of them can find anything wrong.
Imagine going to the doctor and him saying, "Oh no, it's just your ascension symptoms. Like you're ascending to 5D. That's all it is. Like, don't worry about it." It's like these people are lunatics, man. They're super crazy.
If you're a business owner, 3D character videos are the best way to grow your business and make more sales.
Unfortunately, doctors don't learn about ascension sickness in school. Maybe.
I mean, I don't agree with what doctors are taught, right? At all, yeah. Like they swallow those medical books and they're more indoctrinated than anyone, right? But imagine like trying to teach them ascension symptoms.
One day. Without further ado, here are 31 of the most common 5D ascension symptoms.
Oh, we're not even at number 1 yet. Yeah, oh my God, sorry.
The first one is body aches. During 5D ascension, it's common to feel unusual aches in different parts of your body. Moving your body can feel like a chore, and when this occurs, you're releasing blocked energy from your joints. Some people become physically.
Yeah, it's your spirit. It's your spirit trying to escape through your through the soles of your feet to get to 5D.
Sick, and others wake up with bruises that weren't there the day before. It's all part of the purification process that allows your body to ascend higher to a 5th dimensional frequency.
Higher.
Sign number 2 is sore joints. And this can happen even if you didn't perform any physical activity. Or maybe your arms feel heavy or your neck feels stiff. The best remedy for this is to do yoga.
I think we're all having ascension symptoms. Oh, of course, yoga. Yeah, it's got to be yoga. Can't be anything else. Yeah, just make the Kundalini pose and open yourself up to a load of serpents. Right. Yeah.
To really loosen.
Let me guess. She's going to say meditation next.
And up your body so your chi can flow freely in your body. Sign number 3 is that you feel tired. You feel fatigue, and that's because ascension takes a.
That's because you're here. That's because you're here on this, in this hell realm. It's tiring. It's tiring just being here. You know, most people are tired, right? And that actually is a lot of the time down to entity attachments. entity attachments drain the life out of you. When you remove entity attachments, you don't realize how much of your energy that has been siphoned off. But they don't want to talk about entity attachments in New Age circles. It's too negative, you know. It's not gonna raise your vibration high enough talking about those things. So they just pretend all that stuff doesn't happen.
The toll on your body, so you often feel tired. You might start to realize that you're always sleepy and lightheaded. You're maybe inactive because your soul is reaching for higher realms, and many experience astral projection through sleeping. When we're asleep, our egos are dormant, so our energy.
Hang on, I thought you destroyed your ego, but now it's the ego's sleeping now. I mean, it's just what. None of this makes any sense. Like,
frequencies are heightened, and this is the time for a system reboot. Sign number 4 is frequent headaches. Many people deal with migraines during their ascension. Your elevating consciousness can cause a sharp pain in your head. The process of reaching.
Yeah, any headaches? You're elevating in whatever she said.
For a higher dimension is stressful for the 3D human body, and this stress can present as a constant headache.
Again, she's talking like she's already there. Like, I'd love to get these people on. They would never do a podcast with me. I would have, like, they wouldn't last 2 seconds. I would just destroy them with the questions. I would be saying, so you're saying that because you're advising people how to get there, you must already be there, right? So how does it feel? Like, like, you've gone through all the headaches and like, what is it like there?
But don't worry though, because you will get through it. Sign number 5 is toothaches. If you've been to a dentist and they're saying it's nothing wrong with you, but you're still feeling toothaches, then this can be a sign of 5D ascension. Teeth serves as a telepathic channel for energy frequency. In the earth,
could be that you've got like a cavity, or you know, it's just the ascension. It's the ascension symptoms.
Early stages of your awakening, energy passes through the weak and vulnerable parts of your body. Sign number 6 is that you are starting to see changes in your vision. Those with clear eyesight can develop blurry vision. The reverse is also true. A person with poor vision can get improved.
To me, these are all signs of a stroke. Like, I would be getting myself checked out. You know, I wouldn't be as, like, can you imagine, like, because I would imagine there's people that watch this and they've got, like, probably a lot of them have taken the you-know-what in the arm, and they're getting all these symptoms, and then they come across this woman's channel, and she's saying, "Oh, it's all right, you know, it's just ascension symptoms." Next thing you know, you've got a stroke on your hands or something like of that nature. I mean, it's just so, like, there's no, like, culpability with this information that they put out. It's just absolute horseshit and dangerous, you know, because if you take on that advice and you've got a real underlying physical problem, you could end up dead, right? By thinking that you had ascension symptoms. But these people, they don't care about that. Like, she should really be saying, look, if you get a headache, you should really, like, get yourself checked out first. If they say everything's okay, then it could be ascension symptoms. But no, she just goes straight in with that it's ascension symptoms.
Eyesight on their journey. Sign number 7 is tummy issues. Irregular bowel movements can occur. You might also feel butterflies in your tummy.
The good old sage.
Or slight discomfort at intervals. It's an effect of the physical stress your body's going through while reaching for spiritual awakening. Sign 8 is skin changes. So yes, this can happen in rare cases where people shed their old skin during ascension. And this is common with light workers.
Oh yeah, the light workers all shedding their skins like snakes. They're shedding their 3D body into their 5D light bodies, like just wiggling out. Do you know what I mean? Shedding their skins. Oh, it just gets better. This was a great one to review. I mean, she's rattling through these 31 signs as well. So normally these people drone on and on and on, but she's rattling through them. So this is good. This is good.
To get smoother and brighter skin. New energy irradiates from within and translates into a shining glow. Sign number 9 is that you can get clumsy, and this is the result of energy coursing through your body, making you
yeah, you're clumsy because you've got a headache, you've got a toothache, you're shedding skin, and you're just about to have a stroke. That's why you're clumsy, because you think you're ascending and you didn't get yourself checked out.
nervous.
Hey, I'm Joey, and I'm one of the 30 AI voices from Speechless.
Great.
If you listen to this video.
Sign 10 is hot flashes or the flu. You can feel a sudden feeling of warmth in your upper body, including your face, neck, and chest. And this is when energy is flowing through your body. You may feel cold immediately afterwards. If your forehead is hot, it could be ascension flu, which feels like a normal flu.
Ascension flu. Sounds like the con, you know what? Ascension flu. Oh, don't worry, you've just got ascension flu.
Many people get when they catch a virus. So these first 10 are physical symptoms, but you also get emotional ascension symptoms when you're going through the 5D ascension process. So let's get into those as well. Sign number 11 is disorientation. You feel confused about where you are. During ascension, people often zone out of reality for short periods.
Again, like dangerous. Like imagine you're zoning out and you're dizzy and like. I mean, again, a lot of this can just be the stuff that we're being bombarded with, like all the Wi-Fi and stuff. But they don't want to talk about stuff like that. All the towers that were erected when we were put in our homes for, for however long it was, Because I'm telling you now, right? When I went back to the UK last year, I had 2 separate days in London. One with my mum, one with my dad. And we live, or they live, like 40 minutes on the train from London. And on both separate days, when I arrived in London, central London, on the train, I felt dizzy. I felt really dizzy. And I thought, wow, like whatever they're putting up in these big cities is really not good, because I'm really energy sensitive, and I don't blame it on ascension. But again, like they don't want to talk about reality, right? They don't want to talk about it. It could be stuff to do with that. Maybe it's to do with diet, nutrition, not getting enough of that. They automatically go to the ascension symptoms. Dangerous.
And it happens when your soul's transition is clashing with your present 3D reality. Being in the third dimension becomes a chore. The energy in 3D is in conflict with the serenity that comes with discovering your true self in 5D. Sign number 12 is memory loss. There are gaps in your recollection of events due to you regularly zoning out. Sign number 13 is an identity crisis. Going through changes.
I think all New Agers have got an identity crisis. They all think that they're Pleiadian starseed light workers, don't they? They all think that they've got Arcturian families, and there is a serious point to this as well, because I say this all the time. I understand why people want to escape themselves, and I understand why this stuff is popular, because this realm, like right now, it's incredibly hard to deal with. I say it all the time. I don't blame these people. Like I joke and I mess around and I'm sarcastic, but I do at the deepest level, I have empathy for them. And many people that are watching this that have come to my channel got caught up in all this stuff as well, and I did to a small degree. I didn't go full like Rainbow Bridge, but I was there. I was deep enough, so I get it all, and I understand why people. It's almost like a form of disassociation. A lot of people have had trauma, abuse, and you come across this stuff, and to the ears, it must sound wonderful, and I'm sure and I know it does sound wonderful, but I'm sorry, the shit sandwich is coming, right? It's not going to lead you to any kind of freedom. It is The New Age is the New Cage, which is a book I wrote, which you can find on my website. Small plug there. It's the new cage. It's the new religion. It's to keep you enmeshed in this matrix, to think that you're getting out of it, but actually you're going deeper in it. So anyone that's watching this within the New Age spiritual community, I'm not being, there's no malice in what I'm saying. It's just I have to be very strong in how I word it, and the humor helps with that as well. But I get it. I get why this is all appealing, but it is a big form of escapism.
Physically and emotionally affects your mental health. You've likely lost your desire for the things that once excited you. The vibrations around you make you uncomfortable, so you make changes. And your newly found traits and habits can be confusing when you suddenly acquire them at an older age. But embrace them, because fighting it can be painful. Trust the process and make peace with your evolution.
Don't fight your ascension symptoms. Even if you're dizzy and you're going to fall over, don't fight them. Just accept. Don't judge. No. Never judge.
Sign 14 is irritability. The feeling of losing your sense.
I've definitely got ascension symptoms then. I've definitely got ascension symptoms because right now, the way things are, I feel irritable a lot. And I'm sure you guys do too. But don't worry, it's not the state of the world. It's not, all the stuff that they're doing. It's ascension symptoms. That's why I felt irritable. It's not the NPCs surrounding me. It's not the leaf blower at 7 a.m. that woke me up. It's ascension symptoms.
Of self makes you on edge and quickly to get angry, but it's a common part of ascension. Sign number 15 is mood swings. So you might be feeling super happy one moment and one day really depressed the next, and you might want to go into hermit mode even.
Yep, that's because I'm stuck in an insane asylum, and many people are insane and believe insane things. And when you become sane in an insane world, you are naturally can't connect to it like you normally would. So yeah, I must have more ascension symptoms.
It's like being on a roller coaster. Sign number 16 is anxiety. You might even be having panic attacks because your ego is losing its hold on you and it's afraid.
Yeah, so blame your poor old ego that you're trying to boot to the side. That's causing the anxiety. It's not the 75 psyops this week that's unsettling you. It's not the stuff. Again, can you see how all this stuff's, it takes the blame away from how evil and chaotic and traumatic being in this realm is? Like, she doesn't mention that, the constant wars and all this stuff and all the stuff that we're subject to on a daily basis because it's too low vibe. So what they do is they blame you, right? It's your ego. It's your fault. It's your fault why you're anxious. It's not entities either. Like, entities cause heightened anxiety. It's none of that. It's all to do with you, and it's your problem. It's your fault. It's your ego. It's the ultimate gaslight. Nothing to do with this realm being a kind of hell realm, and just being here is it can cause anxiety.
You feel powerless and vulnerable because you're leaving behind unnecessary old habits. But don't be afraid, because once you're fully ascended to 5D, you will feel safer and at peace. Sign number 17 is hyper.
She's there, like I imagine like she's sitting low, like cross-legged on a, I don't know, like a giant mushroom or something. Just once you're there, like explain to us what it's like then. It's like, because what I can see, your apartment, you look very much like you're still in the Matrix. You have an indoctrination box there on the side, and how are you like in another place, right?
For activity, and this is because there's a surge of energy at the peak of ascension. This inability to focus comes from your spirit longing to be in the 5th dimension. Once you start getting comfortable in 5D, your energy levels will spike. The increased and expanded cognition makes 3D consciousness a bore to you. Sign number 18 is a change in life view. Maybe you feel dissatisfied with life and an overwhelming desire for purpose. Your habits.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the nature of this realm again. It's nothing to do with a 3D, 5D ascension process. It's just the way things are here. Is often you feel like that.
may change as well. Maybe you acquire new tastes in your diet. Your interpersonal relationships might also go through the ringer. Either they get strained or strengthened. Sign number 19 is that you get more creative than before. It's ascension really awakens your inner creative juices. Maybe you develop an attraction for new colors. Sign number 20 is that you feel drawn to nature. Parks, beaches, waterfalls, it all...
Yeah, I mean, I think that's natural for everyone. It doesn't mean you're ascending. I mean, everyone feels better in nature. It's just the way it is. Even though nature's cruel as well at times, but that's nothing different than any normal person would feel who's not ascending. These are all very generic. I mean, creativity as well. I think we're creative beings at our core. So yeah, when we're creating, naturally we feel better, and I encourage everyone to get more creative.
Appeals to you. You might even switch to a plant-based diet. The next sign...
Of course you might have to switch to a plant-based diet. It's the new age. It's veganism. Slow starve yourself on the NWO diet like I did for a little while before I woke up to that scam. Or then go fruitarian, and then go breatharian, and then just live off prana.
Signs are spiritual essential symptoms. Sign number 21 is that you feel intense energy. In the process of adjusting to a higher frequency, your former character is tested against the person you're becoming.
Get those yoga poses in. It wouldn't be a spiritual channel, would it, without the yoga poses? Look at her. Look at me, I'm so spiritual, but I've got no ego. And I'm in 5D. I'm already in 5D. I'm telling you how to get to 5D, but I have no ego.
This causes emotional and physical stress for the person ascending. It feels intense as you change your energetic frequency and adjust to a higher vibration level. The negativity that is attached to your ego gives way to love and light. And with all the
gives way to love and light. Get over that rainbow bridge. Jerry Sargent and his crew.
Transformations occurring inside you, it's natural that you'd feel pressure. Sign number 22 is that you're experiencing hallucinations. In the fifth dimension,
it's that vegan diet. You need some protein.
Ascendants see and hear things that 3D humans can't. A common experience is lucid dreaming. Some people see light sparks in the corner of their eyes, and you're not going crazy. It's just that your spiritual eye is now opened. You're getting more in touch with your psychic awareness. Relax and let your ego go as you step into your truth.
Let it go, destroy it. What are we supposed to be doing with the ego? It was resting earlier. I mean, are we keeping it or not here? What's the plan? What's the plan for ascension?
Yourself. Sign number 23 is that you may have out-of-body experiences, and this is the cause for memory loss and forgetfulness.
I think the new age is one big out-of-body experience. It's one big escape. You're kind of, and when you meet these people, I've spoken about when I've met these people, it's like the lights are on, but no one's home. They're literally in another dimension, but it's not the dimension that they think they're in. They're actually just still here, but they're just completely spiritually bypassed everything. And I mean, at that level, it becomes a mental illness, and I've made a video on how spiritual things and new age things is an addiction for people. Like, I've worked with many clients down the years where, it's not cocaine or alcohol, it's all this spiritual stuff. It becomes an addiction for people. And they become, I guess the word I'm looking for, ungrounded. When I say they look like they're somewhere else, it's because they're ungrounded.
Which we mentioned earlier. That's because you're drifting in and out of 3D consciousness, but with time it will balance out. Sign number 24 is that you're seeing more synchronicities and you believe in them and you understand them. For spiritually awakened people, coincidences are significant occurrences.
And people ask me about seeing the 111s and all that. And when you're on the new age spiritual path, you tend to see more of those numbers because it's trying to keep you on that same path. So people say, oh, yeah, I keep seeing 1111. Well, probably at the time you were on like some kind of new age path or something, and they want to keep you hooked into that fake awakening. So when you see those numbers, it's like you're getting more confirmation that you're on the right path when actually you're on the wrong path.
Once you start noticing angel numbers like 1111, 444,
there you go.
333, your ego is going to sleep for your soul to rise. And waking up between the hours of 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. is also a sign of ascension. It's called the witching hour, or cleansing and
what if you need a pee? Are you ascending? I mean, but it is true. There is something weird around 3 a.m. where, there's like a thinning of the veils. And that's when, like entities can come in easier and all that kind of stuff. So there is some like a half truth in that, but it's not what she's saying.
Releasing time. Sign number 25 is that you may start to have premonitions. You feel a sensation when things are about to happen. You become highly intuitive. Don't ignore your feelings and intuition when they come. Your sixth sense comes alive during ascension, so tap into it. Sign 26 is an annoying one, and that is electrical zaps. When energy flows through you as you ascend, you can experience zaps of electricity.
Maybe you would just put your finger in a plug socket. Or you put a heater in the bath. I don't know. I can't explain that one. That just sounds like BS to me. Isn't it cute? Look, we got the little raindrops on the window with the candle. It's very spiritual. Very nice and cozy.
And this depends on the type and the strength of the energy, because some are stronger than others. Sign 27 is that you becoming more introspective. Maybe you're meditating more. You take time.
Of course, man. I'm meditating. I'm there. I'm in 5D. I'm meditating like a mofo. What else would I be doing in my new age world other than meditating and doing yoga? Of course. That's all we do.
Time to discover your new self and explore your emerging interests. Sign 28 is unity consciousness. Ascension makes you appreciate the need for harmony in the world. Your spiritual consciousness is enlightened.
So, on the one hand, she's saying we need spiritual harmony, which I would imagine means like no more wars and unity and all that stuff. And but you don't need to do anything to get that. Like you just, you don't have to make a stand for anything or resist anything. You just think about it. Just think about it and think happy thoughts and then suddenly all that comes together magically without you doing anything. Just like the Ferrari that you want when you read the Secret, the book. You just think and feel, and then it will appear.
And so you seek to achieve peak human interaction. Sign 29 is heightened sensitivity. And this is one of the most common 5D ascension symptoms. And this is because your sixth sense is awakened. Your 5 sensory organs, smell, touch, sight, hearing, and taste, work at their greatest capacity. Your environment has an effect on you as you learn that everything has a vibration. As you shift into a higher frequency, some vibration repel or attract you. At this point, you can feel other people's energies. So you may feel like you don't want to be around a person when your auras don't align. Suddenly, you may crave a life on the countryside rather than city living, as this feels too overwhelming. You might lose your old friends who drain your energy, and you might be drawn.
Yeah, your old friends just think you're wacko. They're like, I'm not hanging around her anymore.
To more natural, high vibrational food. This all happened to me. Sign number 30 is energy bursts, especially when your soul is active.
Didn't we talk about that earlier? She's repeating the same ones now. We've got a couple of minutes to go, guys. Nearly done.
Actively ascending. Strong auras can hit you smack in the face, while softer ones can cause a tingling sensation in your body. Sign number 31 is disconnecting from reality. You disconnect from the 3D reality and have long episodes experiencing 5D. You begin to feel homesick, as if you're an imposter here on Earth. And with time and practice, you learn to merge both.
I definitely feel the homesick thing, but it ain't from the new Earth. Oh, she got a little salt bath going. It's so cute.
Live with consciousness in the 3D world. So if you're experiencing the symptoms, what can you actually do to feel better? Here are some of my favorite tips for you.
Don't go to the doctor. I wouldn't recommend that either. you probably end up worse. But you really need to look at your symptoms with more of a grounded view, I would say. But she's going to give some great advice, I'm sure. Let's hear it.
They have at least helped me, and let me know in the comments if they helped you too. First thing is to drink lots of water. This might seem basic, but hydrate.
Oh yeah, 7 liters like they tell us to, right? Yeah, drink lots of water. That's another scam. And you know, most people drink bottled water. What you need is fat. Egg yolks is the best. I've spoken about that before. It's fat that hydrates us. It's not water, actually.
Hydration is so good for your body, especially as you go through physical changes. You need to keep your system hydrated. Human beings are frequently dehydrated, so you need to drink as much water to keep your vital fluids topped up. You also need a balanced diet. Ascension stretches your physical limits. You need to eat nourishing meals to keep your body grounded. Food has healing abilities that help you through the strangeness.
Of course, it's all plants. There's no bioavailable nutrition there in form of meat or eggs. You're not allowed to eat all of that in the new age. It's too low vibe. You're eating the fear of the animal. Okay, and yeah, all that nonsense that they spout. And of course, you're getting a whole load of soy, and all the men in the new age are completely feminized.
Process. Try to include high vibrational foods like vegetables and fruits in your diet. The more plant-based, the better. What helps me so much as well is meditating daily. And this can be a form of yoga, guided.
Obviously. you gotta meditate. It's the law. It's the new age law. Along with law one, meditate. Law 2, yoga.
Meditations, listening to your breath, repeating positive mantras, maybe a walking meditation. Basically, you need to keep your body active and your mind centered. It will help maintain your awareness and stops you from drifting away from reality permanently.
The irony of her telling us that she hasn't drifted away from reality. She's so ungrounded, like she could float away. I have to I'll give her some credit, right? She's not the most annoying of the reviews that I've done. The last one, Ella Ringrose, she was the worst. I still, if I had a league table, she's got to be up there. Jerry Sargent's bad, but he talks about the Rainbow Bridge, and he's given us so much comedy down the years just talking about that. So, and Eldora and Simon, they've got to be up there as well. Magenta Pixie, Laurie Ladd. There's a few, but Ella Ringrose was bad. I don't know what it was about her, but this woman, she's annoying, but not on the scale of some of the others.
When you ascend to the 5th dimension of consciousness, you operate on a more pure level, and you let your soul lead the way instead of the mind. You realize that you're responsible for your own well-being, so you protect it. These are just some of the ascension symptoms that you can experience. Let me know in the comments if you experienced any other ones and which ones resonated the most. Love you so much.
Really? Do you really love us? I always think that when they say I love you, it's like, you don't even know me, woman. How can you love me? But anyway, that was fun. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Same nonsense, 5D, ascension, spiritual bypassing, kill the ego, plant, but like just rinse and repeat. All sounds lovely. Big deception, big trap. Please don't fall for these people. If you're new here, I'm not trying to be horrible. I'm really not trying to burst your bubble. I know I'm bursting your bubble, but it's not my intention to upset you. It's not my intention to, make you feel bad. But this is a really important deception that people need to work through, because it's going to lead back to more enslavement, essentially. So anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. If you like the video, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.